What a lovely day. I think at this point I've got everything I could ever want. I've got a nice field of wheat. It's enough to get me all the bread I need. And I got a nice house. And I got these garden beds that also grow wheat in them. Oh, and I got this little pond I made in between recordings. But my goal for this recording is to flatten out this hill here and turn it into a quarry. And I've already prepared some of the tools that we will need. And so I think most of this video might be a time-lapse intercut with my own little commentary here and there, but this video is going to be a lot more time-lapse heavy. Before we get on with that, I want to give a little tour in here. I've moved my workbenches over to there. These chests still kind of like they are, or like they were. Under here, I've got natural blocks, wood, just random resources, and mob drops. As you can tell, I found some sheep and made myself a bed. So, not only gonna have to deal with the Phantom Menace, but we might still need to deal with pillagers, because we always have to. Maybe not this episode, but something I would like to do is tame a Nautilus, because they look so cool. Pretty cute. Look at that thing. Look at it. Yeah, I hear you. Where are you? Oh, you're the one that's stuck down there. Anyway. Time to get to work on this. I'm going to probably watch some YouTube in the background while I do this, so enjoy the rest of the video. So, now that that is done, I'm actually quite proud of how it's turned out. Looks quite nice, quite clean. But we are going to put a quarry here now. Ah! Right, that one's easier than expected. Okay. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna do a bit of a quarry build here. Because I want to keep the entrance to the mine still here. Because having a mine where the quarry is probably a good idea. I'm thinking maybe having some pallets of stone around here somewhere. It's a good idea. I want a hut of some kind that's maybe we build it over here, because I want its legs to kind of be like down here. I'm gonna grab some wood and maybe start trying to get an idea of what I want to do. Okay. Gonna need more pickaxes. Thankfully I've got so much copper just sitting around and more that needs to be smelted. I think I might go for a partially blocky look on that side and leave that side kind of like sloped. Because I am kind of liking that chunky look that I've kind of like laid out up there a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to try and gather some inspiration and come back later. But first I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll end the video that way. Maybe not the video, maybe just this portion. I'll end this portion of the video that way. Okay, so I've done a little bit of research. It didn't take that long. But my plan is kind of just to kind of use the same style I've used on my house over here. On this here. I think it's going to be like a tool shed or storage shed type of thing for the quarry. Because I was looking at like old quarries, and a lot of them don't really have that many buildings on site. But that could just be because the quarry was no longer being used, and so they took down the buildings to put them somewhere else or use the materials somewhere else. Or they've just decayed. But gonna make that tool shed, gonna shape the quarry a little bit more. And that'll be it for this video. So I'm gonna have another time lapse. Alright, I'm gonna be playing some Cyber Grind while I talk over this this time lapse. So I want to talk a little bit about the future of this channel and what I want to do. So I've just finished uni, and I'll talk about that a little bit in the second time lapse. My plans for the future of this channel is to kind of upload on a weekly or bi-weekly schedule. My primary goal is not necessarily Minecraft Let's Plays of this Survivor world, but to kind of practice my animation and 3D rendering and skills like that, mostly related to like the thumbnails. as you've probably noticed, because the degree I just finished was in 3D animation and 3D workflows and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm still jumping between uploading on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis, and not really sure which one I'm going to go for right now. I might jump between the two of them to start with, figure out which I'm more on board with, and take it from there. Right now I'm planning on continuing to keep it a weekly thing, but I want to start adding some like animations I've done in Blender to at least the start of the videos as like a little intro. But to do that I need to make my rig, and I know that there are rigs out there already that I can use for Minecraft players, but I want to... the only way I can really make sure that the rig does exactly what I want is if I do it myself, and it's also just good practice because I need to build up my portfolio so that I can potentially get a job. I also want to play some other games as well while making stuff on this channel. I haven't got anything else lined up yet. We'll see. My plans for after my little break, after finishing uni is over, is to just kind of work on this channel a little bit, focusing on the 3D aspects of it, like I said, as a method of improving my portfolio, but also to kind of make my own little asset library of assets that can be used for games and film and stuff, and start selling them, potentially on itch. I've got plans to join in on some game jams as well. I've already done one. My first game jam I did at the start of the trimester that I just finished. Technically it was supposed to just be over the holidays, but it kinda... I miscalculated how long, or like I miscalculated when it was to start, and so it ended up in the first week instead of in the week just before it started. But yeah, I made a little clicker game for that game jam, and did pretty well, I think, for my first game jam. Not entirely happy with it, but I can always go back and make it better now that I don't have to worry about uni assignments. But yeah, I want to make an asset library of things I can sell that are game ready, and yeah, and make a little bit of money on the side from that. I plan on getting a job, because I know this YouTube thing isn't going to turn out well, but I'm trying to be a bit more disciplined, and I'm using this YouTube thing as a way of practicing that. Yeah, let's check back with past me for how things are going. Alright, that is that. I think it looks alright from these angles. Don't got a lot of blocks right now to build with, so I'm being pretty limited with my palette, mainly relying on shape. But that's the main building done. Now to finish off this mess. So, back to the time-lapse. Alright, thank you, past me, for handing things back. Well, I'm working on tidying up that quarry. Let's discuss my final week of assignments. So, my final week of assignments was an interesting one. I had to finish up my portfolio and resume and stuff for my portfolio subject, and I also had to project of making a game. I was the asset artist for that. Overall, it went rough, and I'm just very glad to have it over with now. But yeah, I told my lecturer about my plans of working more on this YouTube channel and also building up an asset library. And he said that they sound like great ideas because they focus on like the areas that I have got my education in, specifically the 3D side of things. And this YouTube channel is kind of like, I'm planning on using it as like marketing myself, more or less, because yeah, I'm not great at marketing. Like, if you were to look at all of my grades, marketing, anything that required like business would be my lowest scoring subjects. So, but anyway, it's looking like I'm finishing up here with the quarry, so let's get back to past me again. Okay, that's Quarry looking quite good. I think I'm quite happy with the progress made this episode. As you probably saw in the time lapse, I covered up the entrance to the mine down here just a little bit, made it a little bit more something you gotta squeeze into. But who knows, I might add some more detail to the quarry off camera, might mine it out a little bit more. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how it looks, happy with the tool shed, but it's a bit more than a tool shed now. As you can see, I've lined up the furnaces I had down there up here. I've added some more storage, got my copper and amethyst, the stone, cobblestone, random assortment of other mined out blocks. Nothing else. Oh, yep, there's my coal and my charcoal. And my dirt. But yeah, other than that, actually nothing else. I've got some nice trims. I think these really help add a bit of depth. I haven't done it on this side. I don't know if I am going to do it on this side or not, but you're not really looking at it from this side much anyway. And if you are, you've still got like more of the detail of like this platform here that kind of takes your eye away from that. I'm not entirely happy with how I've built the platform. I think it needs some more contrast. But in order to do that, I'd like a darker wood color. But if we really just got oak and birch around here, old growth birch forest. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. I think we've had a very productive episode. Much more productive than building this house in the last episode because didn't have to deal with phantoms this time. I'm also really happy with this pond. I do kind of wish I built it on camera, but I also am glad that I was able to just build it off camera and not have to worry about recording it. But yeah, I want to add some more detail for this quarry, so I'm going to look at some ideas and maybe do some work on it in between videos. But that'll be it for this episode. I am recording these in advance of editing, so any comments that have been left on the last video, I won't have gotten time to address in this video. The last video would have come out last Wednesday, if I recall, or if I recall how I'm planning on uploading these, or if I've stuck to that uploading schedule. And that's last Wednesday for me. But yeah. As far as I'm aware, I don't think the first video is going to get any comments at this point. But yeah, any suggestions on how to make this place look nicer? I am planning on adding some at least mossy stone to mossy cobble to my house on this side, down around the base there, because I gathered some vines, and I also want to find a way to grow them, so I might make a vine farm as well, so that we have more block types to work with. But yeah, that's it for this video. See you guys next time.